the Super Bowl last week, so I wanted to start with this. I did watch Brady and the Bucs win, and I kind of couldn't stop thinking about kind of the feat I was witnessing in front of my bleary eyes. I'm fascinated with Tom Brady, and I always have thought he's a great leader, but it's beyond that. There's a lot of great athletes, lots in all sports. There's a handful of great leaders. And then there's this inspirational thing that you can't quite quantify, where it's the you don't want to disappoint somebody. Brady did something with the special teams in Tampa that's hard to fathom. You watch football, I watch football. For the last decade or more, Tampa's special teams have been a tire fire. But yet in the playoffs, often on the road, they were really strong. Tampa's offensive line, as Tom joined the team this year, was middle of the road. Nobody thought they were elite, yet they went to Green Bay, Kansas City. They were a dominant unit against the Chiefs' defensive line. Tristan Wirfs was the highest-graded player, right tackle in the Super Bowl. Ryan Jensen, the center. Who's better at that position than him? That offensive line was middle of the pack last year. I'm not blaming Jameis Winston. I'm saying is Derek Jeter was a great leader, but he couldn't take a 265 hitter and have him hit 300 in the playoffs. LeBron's a great leader, but he never could make Kyrie Irving a great defender. Tom Brady made Tampa's offensive line a powerhouse. He took their awful, unreliable special teams and down the stretch made them a strength. So that's beyond leadership to me. That is inspiration, and so few do it. And Brady has the ability to play poorly in stretches, to not be on the field for long stretches, to not be that important at individual games, and yet he is inspiring other players. Scotty Miller, a wide receiver, was on with Nick Wright last week and discussed this very thing.
Right away, we just saw his competitiveness and his work ethic. I always say that it's just a testament to who he is. He's outworking. He's done everything you could possibly do in the sport. Everything you could dream of doing, he's done it. The best ever do it. And he's still out there at 43 years old. I think he is outworking everybody. But then as far as that fiery side, I mean, we saw that right away, even with us when we weren't running the right routes, just getting on us, but in a positive way too, because he wants to get the best out of you, he wants to get the most out of you.
This was not a talent story. And to prove it, go back to week 13. Nobody would argue what I'm about to say, including the Buccaneers. There was a lot of turbulence until about week 12 or 13. Nobody thought this was a Super Bowl team in week 10, 11, 12. Then they had a bye. From that point, that late season bye, they went 8-0. Of course they weren't good in September, October. They had no preseason. It wasn't until they got a bye at the end of the year or near it, and Tom could teach and mentor. That goes beyond leadership. So much of what we all do with football is watch, observe, and comment. And so much of what Brady does is not on television. You can't quantify it. And you're going to see all these teams. There are going to be so many teams. Rams with Matt Stafford. Watch the Bears go pay for Carson Wentz. And the Jags are going to draft Trevor Lawrence. And they think it's going to be this magic elixir. It's going to solve all their issues. And they may be better at quarterback. But the big arm and the mobility and all the hype, I can see all that. What Brady does, I often can't. All right, so I was off for just a week, and Russell Wilson is large.